Good afternoon and welcome to Markets Today. It is the 10th of November, a day after Safaricom announced its half-year results. Let's take a look at what was happening on the NSE. But don't even try and change your dial. In fact, I'd even encourage you to invite people to watch us on Metropole TV, on Facebook or on YouTube. You know why? We will be unpacking the Safaricom numbers. These numbers were down 6 percentage points. We want you to understand what was happening with M-Pesa, what was happening with Fuliza, what is the outward trajectory in terms of earnings, and more importantly, should you buy, sell, or hold the stock, and what is the future portend for Safaricom? That's a conversation we'll have after the break. I will introduce the guest in a few. But for now, let's take a look at what was happening yesterday on the NSE. It was a Monday, and as expected, it's normally a very slow day on the Nairobi Securities Exchange. Mondays and Fridays are pretty slow. Yesterday was no exception. We saw a nosedive when it comes to a drop in turnover. Turnover was down 79 percentage points to 94 million shillings traded yesterday in terms of value. When it comes to the indices, the old share was down 1.57 percentage points to 139, whereas the NSE 20 share index was down 5.67 percentage points to 1,763 points. Let's take a look at what was happening with equity turnover. Turnover, as I had described earlier, was down 79 percentage points to 74 million shillings traded over the day. Not too much activity happening, and in as much as Safaricom announced its results yesterday, it was down 6 percentage points. It was a tangible, it was very negligible movement in terms of the number of shares that were traded. About 2 million shares, which culminated in total market turnover of 74 million shillings. Let's take a look at the next slide and see what was the specifics when it comes to the counters on the NSE. Movers by turnover, Safaricom, 2.2 million, nothing much happening there. 6% drop in earnings did not actually move the price yesterday much. It was actually down to 30.75, whereas on Friday it closed at 31.3. Negligible movement on all the other stocks. Let's take a look at what was happening when it comes to volume and price movement on the NSE yesterday. Again, top movers led there by Safaricom, 2.3 million shares traded. Kenya Power, 1.6 million shares traded. Kenya Re, Britam, a bit of activity in this insurance stocks, 395, 276,000 respectively. Let's take a look at who the movers were on price movement, price gainers, as well as price losers. Small caps again dominating the charts. We had Samia Africa up there, 9.71 percentage points gain, to close the day at 3.39. So you have there East African Cables, Sanlam, Eagers, and Everready. Let's take a look at who the top losers in the market were yesterday. Top losers, again, the small caps. We have BOC, Kenya, Kenya Power, Uchumi, Flame Tree. I think the most notable one was Britam Holdings at the very bottom there. It lost 2.67 percentage points to close the day at 7.3. Quiet market yesterday, but today we are waiting to see how does the market respond to Safaricom's numbers yesterday. These numbers were down 6 percentage points, with a profit after tax coming in at 33%. Was this expected or not? When we take a break, we come back and speak to Mrs. Tracy Kivunyu Mose, who is a senior telecom analyst at Telema. Tracy will help us understand what happened with M-Pesa. M-Pesa did not grow. It dropped 14.5%. This culminated in a drop in overall revenues for Safaricom. However, this company was slightly more efficient, and in as much as it was efficient, it was not able to hold off any starvation in terms of a drop in earnings. Earnings were down 6 percentage points. What we want to understand, as an investor, does this affect your dividend payout, and what is the future outlook? That's a conversation we'll have with Tracy, and we invite you to engage with us. 20146, send us your thoughts on Safaricom, or at Metropole TV on Twitter, or at Mbithe Mwema on Twitter. We want to hear your voice and engage. See you after the break.